Good morning, and welcome to Coffee with Craig, a web-based series by MobilityWorks. If you have any immediate questions during this episode, we encourage you to use the chat function at the bottom of the page, or if you're viewing this on one of our social media platforms, feel free to leave a comment or select the chat feature. We would like to begin our new season telling you about what you can expect when you call or visit one of our locations for the first time. We also have some new options that will allow you to shop from the safety of your own home. Today, I would like to introduce Lamin Turay, Certified Mobility Consultant from our San Diego location. He is going to walk us through what to expect during your first phone call with us, as well as your first interaction with a certified mobility consultant like himself. Good morning, Lamin, and welcome to Coffee with Craig.
Good morning, Craig. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, and thank you for joining us. Before we get started with everything, we all want you to know, and we think it's very important to remind everyone that MobilityWorks continues to follow the recommended guidelines set forth by the CDC. All of our locations still require masks, and you have to remain 6 feet away from any individual during your interaction. Now, Lamin, when we get a call from somebody looking for a mobility solution, can you tell them what the current options are available?
Sure. So when somebody calls into MobilityWorks, they're going to be greeted by one of the representatives at our client care center. And these people are trained in the mobility industry. They understand the process at MobilityWorks. And they are kind of on the front lines of interacting with our clients to understand what it is they're looking for and to point them in the right direction. Of course, we have over 90 locations nationwide, so somebody could be calling from anywhere. And of course, the client care center people are going to be directing them and kind of giving them an idea of what they can expect when they interact and engage with somebody at the store. So that conversation is going to take place, and they're going to they're going to explain how there's 4 different ways that a MobilityWorks certified mobility consultant, a CMC like myself, can be helping them out. The first way that we can interact with a client is a traditional in-store appointment. So that's when somebody leaves their home, they come down with either the end user, the wheelchair user, or the scooter user, or they come down themselves, and they come to our store here in San Diego. We greet them, I introduce them to our general manager and myself, and help them understand what it is that we're going to be doing to gain information and point them in the right direction of a solution. So that's the in-store appointment. After that, we have what's called an at-home appointment. And so that's the opposite. That's where I have spoken with somebody at the client care center, or I've spoken to the end user themselves to understand what it is they're looking for, prepared, and actually taken one of our vehicles out to their location so that we can have a discussion about what the right solutions for them are and what they're looking for. So we've got in-store and we've got at-home. The next interaction would be what we call a pick-up and drop-off appointment. So that's when I go to somebody's home and actually pick them up, bring them back to the store so that they can take a look at the inventory that we have, the solutions that we have, and we can sit and have a discussion about what's going to work best for them. So now we have in-store, we have at-home, and we have pick-up and drop-off. The fourth is something that we're really proud of here at MobilityWorks in leveraging technology to provide virtual appointments. So through a Zoom meeting, similar to what we're doing here, we can provide somebody with the opportunity to see the solutions and services that we have available through videos, through images, and through discussion, and help them be guided towards the right solution using technology through the virtual appointment. So those are the 4 different types of interactions that somebody can expect when they call into MobilityWorks.
Great, great. So now a client has decided to schedule their appointment of choice. What can they expect when they meet with a certified mobility consultant like yourself for the very first time?
Sure. So first they can expect a smile. We try to be as pleasant as possible, and we want people's experience with MobilityWorks to be a fun and enjoyable experience, and also targeted towards getting them the right solution. So we're going to be friendly. We're going to make it a good time and an enjoyable experience. Secondly, we're going to be doing what we call a needs analysis. A needs analysis is a activity that allows us to gather as much information as possible about somebody's scenario, about the nature of their disability, about whatever it is that they've approached us for to get a solution. And we're going to be asking a series of open-ended questions. We're going to be asking some targeted questions and doing some measurements of their mobility equipment and getting information about what it is they're using that's working for them, what's not working for them, and what their desires are, so that we can then point them in the right direction. So, first, an enjoyable experience with gracious people, and also moving towards a needs analysis to collect the right information.
Great, great. So what about how long can somebody expect the needs analysis to take?
Sure. So there's long form and there's short form, but generally a needs analysis takes about 30 to 45 minutes. And, I talk to a lot of people on the phone. I talk to many people via email. And a lot of my clients who have never experienced the needs analysis or have never been to MobilityWorks may think, oh, this is going to take my entire day, or this is going to take half the day, or get in the way of some of the activities that I have planned. And it doesn't have to be that way. 30 to 45 minutes of your time is all we need to ask the right questions, which have been collected by successful certified mobility consultants in the company over time. This is a process that has been developed over decades, actually, so that we can shorten it down to those 30 to 45 minutes and allow us to get the information that we need to move on to a test drive, a demo, and actually discussing getting them into the right solution.
Gotcha. So the needs analysis is complete. What can the client expect from that point?
Sure. So like I said, from the needs analysis, after we've collected that information, we've asked the right questions, we've had a discussion about what works for them, what's not working for them, and their desires, we're going to move towards actually physically checking out, or virtually, a solution. Let's take a wheelchair accessible vehicle, for example. Now that we've had the 30-minute discussion or the 45-minute discussion, and I've collected the information for them, I have in my mind, because I have an understanding of our inventory, what potential vehicles will work for that individual or for that family. And I'm going to grab, 2 or 3 of those vehicles and suggest that we take a test drive. If we're not going to take a test drive, no problem. We can at least show them the features and the benefits of the vehicle, so that I can show them, the bells and whistles and the different amenities, the types of mobility conversions, and the advantages of each of them. I get a lot of questions about, what's the difference between a folding ramp or an in-floor ramp? That is the time during that test drive and demo that I can answer those questions and actually show rather than just tell. So from the needs analysis, we move towards the demo and the test drive. And after that, once we've physically checked something out or we've test driven it, then we're going to be moving towards the proposal phase. And that's where we take all the information from the needs analysis, what's happened during the test drive and the demo, and we put it on paper, and we give them a tangible result. We give them a tangible thing that they can take home with them, a proposal, a brochure, something that they can hold physically in hand, or I email it to them if it's virtually, so that they have something that's a representation of the time that we've spent together, that they can look over and review, so that when we follow back up, now it's time to have a discussion about moving forward with that right solution.
Great. Thank you so much, Lamin, for joining us today. And we especially like the education that you provided for us about the appointments as well as the needs analysis. We look forward to seeing you all next week when we have our very first virtual accessible auto show. To sign up for the auto show ahead of time and take advantage of a special offer, feel free to go to mobilityworks.com. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day.